Hey guys, Ed Hitchcock here from Taylor Tackle. In this video we are going over jigging techniques for catching rainbow trout through the ice. To learn everything you need to know about ice fishing for rainbow trout, check out our full-length episode through the link in our description. And while you're at it, give us a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. We're excited to bring you all tons of awesome fishing videos. Now let's dive into jigging techniques for rainbow trout through the ice.
It's always so surprising to me that trout fishing through the ice is so simple. And while it changes a bit here and there, it's really the same thing all over. It's a dead stick with some sort of bait attached to it and an active jigging stick with a spoon or a lure. And that's it, right?
That's about it. You don't have to be intimidated by this.
And you don't have to overthink it. Aaron, what kind of jigging methods typically work on Canyon Ferry?
All sorts of jigging methods. I mean, I've pounded the bottom, trying to stir up some sand, big, rapid strokes on it, but when you see a fish come in, I would try to hold a little steady. Again, we're just trying to call them in, get their attention. They're cruising all over the place with no real rhyme or reason, so we're just trying to get their attention to come over and maybe look at the dead stick.
Those big, rapid motions with the spoon, I'm really swooping it up and letting it flutter down. He's covering all sorts of areas within the water column and shaking it, big swoops as well. But when that big fish does come in, we don't want to spook it from taking the dead stick. And that's probably what's gonna happen is he's gonna be going after the dead stick. So I wouldn't go too crazy on your jigging. In other smaller bodies of water, with smaller size fish up here, we're really hunting after trophies, but these techniques can be used anywhere. The smaller lakes with the smaller trout, you might have to be a little bit more aggressive to get them to commit. And so in those cases, instead of pausing, you might want to keep whatever motions got them in. You got to test and learn. It's going to depend on different lakes, but jigging activity and jigging tactics are highly dependent on test and learn strategies. There's really not a wrong way to do it as long as you're trying new motions. So in terms of rods and reels, I really recommend a medium light when it comes to trout. You can go up to a medium, but typically you're not going to be catching the trout that we're catching today in that kind of 20-inch range. You're going to be catching them more in the 12 to 16-inch range. And you want to be able to feel everything that's going on. It's a lot more fun to fight them on a medium light. I like 28 inches just because I can use that in a shelter as well, but you definitely would be advantaged to go up a little bit higher, 30, 32 inches. 32 can get a little too long and it's not very versatile when it comes to shelter, so that's why I like to stick with a 28, but I definitely recommend a medium light. We could get away out here with a medium and have a bit of an easier time, but it's a lot more fun to catch them on a medium light.
It is a lot more fun.
And you really need a fast action tip. It's not like trout in the summertime where you want that kind of moderate action because you're trying to get those spoons all over the place. You're in, tighter creek beds. You're trying to get those, really small lures and jigs really far away. It's not like that here because we need that tip to be so sensitive. We're not casting, right? So we don't need it to be moderate. We want it to be fast so that we can detect those bites, not on here, but really on the dead sticks. The biggest challenge about getting these trout, and especially these bigger trout, towards that last mile. The last mile is the hardest part. Right when you get them up to the hole, they're gonna peel out, and they're gonna peel out left, and they're gonna peel out right. And when that happens, they're not going down, they're going straight across. And that happens right when you get them up to the hole. So you gotta be really careful because you're gonna lose most of your fish because the line is gonna get cut at the bottom of the hole. It's not going to happen because, the line snapped on them unless you're using too light of a test. We got 6-pound mono out here and a couple 6-pound braided ones. We haven't had a problem at all in terms of test. We haven't lost anything that way, but we have lost them because they've peeled off and the chafing on the bottom of the hole just brings that line to brittle and it just snaps. Now, how you avoid that is getting your rod so that when your pole bends with them peeling, you're not scraping against the bottom of the hole with your line. And it's gonna help out a lot. Now, don't keep reeling when it's down there. This is just to give you that cushion to not lose the fish.